I'd like to welcome you guys to this week's report. Today is Thursday, July 11th. It's been another really good week of fishing across Southern California. And the good news is, for once, we've got great weather all weekend everywhere. A little bit of afternoon wind in some areas outside, but not anything that's going to bother your sport boats. Nothing really even that's going to affect private boaters too much either, except for getting a little bit of spray. So I got a lot to cover. So let's head up to the Channel Islands. The sea bass bite up there is still happening. It's been kind of hit and miss, but when they're hitting pretty good. My friend John Casey fished on the Endeavor up there on a 2-day trip, and the first day I think they probably fished Rosa. They had a good early morning bite on sea bass where the whole boat hooks up at once, and they lost a bunch of fish, but they caught a bunch of fish too. On the second day, they fished a different area. I'm assuming Santa Cruz Island, and they were actually up sight fishing sea bass. And he actually got a 30-pounder that he saw swimming along and cast a squid on there. So kind of a cool way to fish. I think that's also how they're getting those fluke fish, similar thing. You know, just find those fish, swimming near the surface, casting on them. The Great Light got on this week again. My friends Fred Klimshaw and Squig from Fishworks went up there. They fished with Sean and loaded up on big sea bass. You know, you get some good fishermen with one of the top captains up there, and good things are going to happen. But they're getting some nice halibut up there. I know the Great Light got a few, and Guloa Spearsman game as well. And other than that, good bass fishing, just general stuff. Barracuda up there as well. The gentleman loaded up on them earlier this week. Seems like if you want to fish for that, it's pretty easy to find them and they're biting. But yeah, just general good fishing up there. Good weather this weekend. Get a lot of opportunity to get out and stretch your legs, even for private boaters, which is always a good thing up that way. Let's head down to Clemente. I fished there on Friday. We launched at Newport and ran to Gold Bluff. On the way from Newport to Catalina, we ran over spots of bluefin. Smaller ones we plan to go back and see if they're up foaming around later in the day. You know, just jumpers and shiners and stuff, so you can't really, nothing to fish for. You know, 30, 40-pound fish look like. But we pulled up at Gold Bluff, and we stopped for a while. And if we hadn't stopped, I think we might have caught some yellows, because right when we pulled up, they were boiling all over the place. There was a mix of fish. There were some smaller ones and also some schools of bigger fish, you know, like 20, 30 pounders. We got a few casts on them. They didn't even look at the jig. I think they're keyed in on smaller bait. At least that's what they were feeding on. Just a little rice, small anchovies, I think. But yeah, sport boats have been doing good there as well on the front side. Thunderbird had got some nice yellows. I guess that stuff on the backside east end is kind of drying up some days, and it's nice to see some of those bigger fish biting on the front side for those guys. So, you know, we, after beating our heads against the wall trying to catch yellows, we caught a few more bass on the front side of the island on hard baits. It's usually not great fishing when it's this time of year on the front in the lead of the island. You catch a few fish here or there, but it's never, you know, a barn burner. But we ended up running up the west end, and we had a little bit of sunlight just above at the bottom end of Northwest Harbor, and the bass were biting. We got fish on weedless, 7-inch MC weedless. Jimmy was throwing the Seville stick shad. He got a few nice fish on that. I actually have a video of one of those fish here.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is. anyway, the current in that area got to be so strong that the bass weren't active on the surface. I think they sink out or get out of that current. So we went up around the west end and fished on the other side of Castle Rock on the west end. You know, that area is closed by the Navy permanently. But, you know, if you're in there, and, you know, that includes the 9 fathom spot and all the other stuff. You know, if you're in that zone, just have your radio on 16, and if they ask you to leave, just leave. They're usually pretty good about it unless they have something going on. And we actually heard them doing some gunfire on the shoreline there, so they obviously had something going on, but I don't think the bullets were coming our way. But the bass were biting, not gangbusters, but they were biting okay. We caught a few fish on weedless swim baits and also hard baits, but sorry about that. There was no, it was very overcast, and when it's overcast, it gets a lot tougher, Clemente, especially for fishing weedless swim baits. The sun was out on the front side, but once we got up to that west end, it was cloudy. But we still got some nice fish. I got some video of that here.
Much more messy here. We're sitting in kelp. Yep. That's birds. Sounds good to me.
Hello. Sounds good to me too, then.
I'm chucking fucking big wood. Chucking big wood. Whoa. Going down.
Have a seat.
Chucking some fucking big wood. San Clemente Island. Home of the big wood. I doubt those bullets will make it out here. Okay. Hopefully those bullets they're shooting won't make it out here.
Yeah.
But they're not biting now.
I'm just gonna cast the other direction.
Oh, they're biting.
Yeah. That'd be a hard bait hot rod time of day. Is that a big follower for me?
No, no big follower. Hide them up in a little knot. The banana.
The banana.
Where's the sea lions, man? I don't have any.
Oh, God. Oil in there.
You're awful.
Oh, that one hit. No. Next one on the Calico bass. Shredded.
Catching all the giants. Look at that.
Jeez, full bass.
Sam, this is what we come here for.
Yeah. Really close to your rock tip next time.
I'm going to. I'm going to have to bend over to get the hook out. Get one?
I think it's right. Nice bass. Yeah, so after we kind of burned through the zones that looked fishable, we didn't really want to run down the back. We ran back around Castle and saw some cormorants in the kelp. And I was fishing the weedless and just getting short bit. I mean, like 5 bites cast, never hooking a fish. And I switched over to the little 7-inch MC slug and got 3 fish and 4 casts. And you know, you hear about all the big bass at Clemente, but there's a million small ones too, as you see in this video. A bit every cast, just not hooking up. Try this little deal.
Fuck, they're out there.
Yeah. You lose it? I saw him boiling. Yeah.
Don't let it go. Don't let it touch the water.
Hey, I got one on the slug.
It's a double.
Double trouble.
They're heated on the surface out there.
Yeah, there we go. 7-inch slug, tiny bass.
These things any farther away from the boat. Fuck, a lot of work for fucking half-pound bass.
Yep.
But I don't think they bite.
Cartwheel on this
I
thing.
don't think they bite this on the pipe.
Sick, man, I'm a bull bass right there.
Did you find the nursery right here?
I guess so.
They're fucking stacked out there.
They're baby giant. That explains all my short bites on the weedless, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm not really one to push a lot of product on you guys, but I got this the sun shirt I'm wearing in the video. Something that AFCO sent me. They just came out with it. It's called the Ocean Bound sun shirt. It's got a nice hood on it, which is great when it's real sunny. And the shirt is actually made out of recycled plastic water bottles. So you're doing something good for the environment and keeping the sun off yourself. And you know, being a bigger guy, a lot of the sun shirts that I find are really short in the sleeves for me. I wear gloves, so I end up with like a tan line of where the shirt doesn't meet the glove. But these shirts they fit nice and big, and I highly recommend it. Checking it out at least. We're at the island. We saw Ron Matro and his son Caden. They got a bunch of bass on the front side. Ron got a nice big sea bass. He was fishing an A-rig and had a bass on. The big sea bass came out and ate it right at the boat, which is pretty awesome. And real nice fish there. And then later in the week, my friends Chris Lills and Charles Belnavis, they fished with Benny Florentino over there. And they had the advantage of having the sun come out, and they said the weedless fishing was absolutely fantastic. And they also got another sea bass on some kind of a homemade hard bait that Charles had. And yeah, you know, if you're fishing calicos or clemente and there's sun somewhere and not sun elsewhere, I'd go fish in the sun. So heading into Catalina, it's just good summertime fishing there right now. Sport boats that aren't fishing sand bass and calicos along the beach are running over there. I know the Aggressor out at Newport went over there the other day. They had a few yellows, some nice halibut, good bass fishing, stuff like that. That's all over the island. You can fish the front, you can fish the back, whatever. It's all, just look for current. It's running parallel to the beach and some birds. Try to avoid the sport boats and all their sea lions. But yeah, Mike Stembridge went over there, I think on Sunday or Saturday. And he said he had really good weedless fishing on the calicos on his pearl swim baits. So good to see that happening. I've been wanting to fish cap, but we decided to go to Clemente because we wanted to see if we could find some tuna on the way home. Yeah, heading in up in the Santa Monica Bay, Bobby is continuing to just completely annihilate every fish up there. And this week he caught some sea bass. He caught two, and they were both, I think, 63 pounds, which is pretty amazing. Fishing the artificial reefs up there. And I got a little bit of video of that stuff here.
70 pounds.
Oh, look at it. Look at that big mark on the screen.
Yeah, this has got to be something.
It's coming up.
Oh, it's a shark.
Is it?
Yeah, there he is. No.
Is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's not.
It's a yellow.
It's a
Or
no,
sea
it's a sea
bass.
bass.
All right.
God, dude.
Sea bass, big sea bass. All right, grab that net. You got your net? Yeah, try to go for the, as soon as he
You
gets
have
the...
gloves, Matt?
I got gloves.
Okay, we'll do the same thing.
stay
I'll
by
net
the
his head, and if you can...
Oh my God.
That's a 70.
Ready? Right, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. Grab his head on the net. Grab his head on the net.
I got him. Oh! I got him, baby! Oh my God! Hell yeah! What is this trip? Are you kidding me? Holy shit! What is this trip, dude?
Thank you.
Back here? No! No! What is going on right now, bro? Did that really just happen?
LK, baby!
Woo! Get him, Bobby.
Got him.
Get him, Bobby.
Holy shit! Guys ready for this?
Oh my God.
Ready for
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Let's go. Let's go. Oh my God. That smokes. Let's go, baby. That thing's gigantic.
Oh, it's more than...
Bobby's is on the right. Bobby's is here, yeah. These guys are just rogue swimming around. I'm ready when you guys are. Oh, geez.
I think it's easier for me to do this.
You can go on. He's taller than you, Bobby.
Well, that's not saying much. There you do this. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
1, 2, 3. Hell yeah!
Oh my gosh! Woohoo! Look at those things! Oh my God! Okay, we're good.
You guys see that?
Oh, it's literally as tall as Bobby. It's literally as tall as Bobby.
Are you fucking kidding me, Bobby?
Look at that pair.
That's a good picture right there too.
So the sport boats up there are doing well too. The Redondo Special's been doing really good on their twilight trips, getting a lot of nice sand bass. I'm sure the New Del Mar and all those boats are doing the same. Redondo Special also got a nice sea bass on their afternoon half-day trip the other day, a 55-pounder. And they were nice enough to blur out the backgrounds before they put the photo up to kind of protect themselves, I guess. But I got a report from Jimmy, and his last name I think is Giorgione, and I might be saying it wrong, and I'm sorry if I am, but he fished the El Segundo pipe up there and said he got really good bass fishing, calico, sand bass. He caught them on swim baits, he caught them on flukes, he caught them on the iron, all kinds of stuff. He sent me a video of a few of the fish he caught there on his little aluminum boat.
Man, first fish of the day, solid, almost 5-pound calico bass. Holy shit, that's an 8-inch fluke in its mouth. Oh, another 5-pound plus sand bass. Oh. Damn, another freaking toad on a swim bait this time. Whoop. God, I need to get a scale. Woo. Couple 13-inch calicos too.
So, after having a good trip at Clemente, I wanted some more brutalities. I went back to PV on Tuesday afternoon with my buddy Chris Oakes. And it was actually probably, surprisingly, one of the worst days we've had up there, despite conditions looking the best. Lots of bait. And every proper leading edge of a kelp bed had a bite on it. Sadly, it was one bite that would or wouldn't stick. And if you didn't get bit on that cast, you might as well just not fish anymore and go to the next one. So we ended up with probably 15 or 20 bites for 5 bass. And I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what's happening up there. I might put a lead head on next time and fish deeper than the top 2 feet of the water column. Maybe it'll do better. But then again, I really don't care about it that much. So last week, my friend Danny Erickson took a day off from the New Del Mar and went and fished in the Victory. And they went to Cat. He went back on the Victory this week and they fished local and had really good sand bass and calico bass fishing. And his daughter caught jackpot for the 2nd week in a row on the boat. I bet she'll want to become a deadhead on the Victory now, but instead of her dad's boat. But yeah, they're having good fishing. We saw I fished today and we saw the Western Pride coming in from their morning trip, and they had good calico and sand bass fishing as well. One of the nice things I noticed, let me back up a second. The Native Sun out of 22nd Street has been doing really well on bass. The other day they had limits of sand bass for 40 guys, and also limits of sculpin, but we really don't care about that. But one of the things I noticed is all the bass looked like they had their gills cut and they had tags stapled to their cheek. And what they're doing is they're actually, instead of stuffing the things in a gunny sack, they're actually bringing a big toad out with a bunch of ice and gilling those bass when they catch them and then throwing them in that ice slush. And that's going to give a much better product. And I'm really happy to see boats up here, 3/4 day boats, giving the fish the same treatment that the boats down in San Diego do, because it makes a huge difference when it comes to table fare. So good job there, Aaron, on doing that. Yeah, that's about it up here. Down in San Diego, the bass are biting down there pretty well. I got a report from Gunner, and he was fishing Point Loma, did really well on the calicos on the MC weedless swim baits. And he was actually at one point doing a double rig where I did split a line off. I don't know if he did a swivel or what. He was fishing 2 weedless swim baits and catching 2 bass at a time, which is cool to see. He said him and his wife went through their whole box of weedless during the 4 hours they fished. So that's pretty good fishing down there. So continuing down, the Coronado Islands are still biting. I got a call from my buddy Eric Noguchi, who lives down there, trying to get me to go fish yellows with him, but I didn't realize my passport expired till last week, so I got to take care of that. He says it's the best yellowtail fishing he's seen down there in a very long time, and you know the reports we're getting from boats are consistently good. The San Diego took a day off from their offshore thing for a charter, and they fished Coronados at 78 yellowtail, all nice ones. The Mission Bell is running out there every day, as far as I know. They're consistently catching fish. A lot of fish on the surface iron, which is nice to see. The Pacific Voyager was on a 2-day trip, and they stopped at the Coronados on the 2nd day. And I got a report from Jolene Thompson, who caught a 47-pound yellowtail at the Coronados. That's just an absolute giant, and that's pretty awesome to see, so good for you. The smaller boats, Lucky Bee, Sport Fishing, Guardian Charters, those rigs are fishing down there consistently, catching nice yellows. If I'm going to fish Coronados, the sport boat versus smaller charter boat, it's kind of a toss-up because more, it's not that you're fishing for 2 bluefin, but if I had the money and had the choice, I would definitely go with a small charter operation instead of a sport boat, just for the fact that you get there and home a lot quicker, and that's a pretty big deal for me. Okay, let's head offshore. There's 2 distinct areas of fish biting, 3 now. Let me rephrase that. There's this northern stuff, which is off the San Clemente escarpment there, and those fish are all the real big ones. That's the Most of the boats are getting fish at night, and sorry about that. And the guys, the 4-pack boats and stuff that are fishing, flying fish during the day are all fishing up in that zone. There's fish up boiling around. You can probably go up there and throw a popper if you want to hook a 200-pounder on the popper. I don't know, but that's a good option. You know, I talked to Christian from Seabass Sport Fishing, and he had fished 10 miles off the 10 miles west of SBI.
Ryan, how many times you been tuna fishing?
0.
Yeah.
First time here.
Tripled. Ryan's first time tuna fishing. Kyle's never caught one in his life either.
On one of his trips, which is cool to see. They loaded up. Ollie from BD Outdoors now has a charter boat called the Brass Monkey, and they've been going up there and just killing him on a kite as well. He sent me a little video of a kite bite here.
Oh, rolled on. He missed it. I don't think he missed it. No, he definitely did.
Oh! Oh my god.
Another bait, another rod.
My friend Joey Shimizu fished with my friend Dwayne on Pinnacle earlier this week, and they did the same thing, daytime flying fish stuff, loaded up on a big bluefin as well. And the sport boats are getting them on them as well. I know the Apollo's out there doing that. A lot of them are getting them at night, but some of the boats are putting out flying fish, catching them during the day. The Tribute had I'm sorry, no. I'm losing my mind here. But yeah, the day and a half trips, a lot of boats are doing reverse day and a half, things like that. They're catching those fish there at night and on the knife jigs and stuff. But it's good to see them biting during the day as well. I heard from Wendy Tokihara, who fished on the Game Changer earlier in the week, and they had 16 fish from 160 to 243 pounds in one afternoon. And that's a 6-pack boat. And they're getting them all on flying fish. I mean, that's just the amount of fish, the potential you have to catch out there is pretty amazing. So, before I go down south, there's a new Midway zone. There's been some fish like the fish I talked about we saw on the way to Clemente on Friday. There's been more fish in that area. So I'm going to talk, let's call this from Catalina into the beach. There's yellowfin up to 50 pounds. There's bluefin, smaller bluefin, and also smaller yellowfin. I fished at a Newport today. Me and Jimmy went out at, I think, 11 and made a left, and we found, so there's dirty water down the beach and blue water straight out, and we saw bluefin, small spots of bluefin, up and down quick, didn't even get a cast on them, about 6 or 8 miles off the beach. And then we saw yellowfin as close as maybe 5 miles off the beach, but we didn't catch those either. The problem out there right now is there's a tremendous amount of bait. I mean, everywhere you go, there's bait. All tiny anchovies, rice, bigger bait, and there's the bait to tuna ratio is skewed very much in the wrong direction. So trying to talk about a needle in a haystack, and it's a moving haystack because they pop up and go down so quick. So, you know, we saw 3 confirmed spots of fish, 2 that we actually got close enough to cast on or got cast on as they sank out. But there is potential there. It's just that the area and the amount of bait is huge. I heard about some fish being caught outside by the closer to Cat today as well, yellowfin. I know at least one yellowfin that was caught on Sunday in that same zone, and actually a marlin hooked there as well. And there's yellows on the kelp patties as well. I wasn't really looking for kelp patty yellows, but while we were glassing around, Jimmy saw a boat stopped on a patty, so he watched it through the binoculars from a half-mile away or so, and ended up getting like a 30-pound yellowtail off that kelp. So something else to keep an eye out in that zone. Not a lot of coverage, and it's a big area, so you're gonna have to drive around a lot and get lucky to be there at the right time because there's a ton of bait everywhere. There's a lot of birds, and if you're looking for birds, I'm gonna give you a tip that we learned today. If you just see terns, you're not going to see tuna. If you just see shearwaters, you're not going to see tuna. But if you see shearwaters and terns together, you got about a 10% chance of seeing tuna. So, yeah, you can look at the binoculars in every direction. There's birds. So, let's head down south. So the full day boats are fishing down there, and they're having some good trips and also striking out from time to time. But on the good days, it's good. So the San Diego had a charter from their group called the Old Boys Charter, and they had limits of bluefin the other day, and they had like 60 bonito on top of that. Those boats are also catching nice sized yellows on the kelp patties down there. I'm surprised that yellowfin somehow made it up here before it slid in down there, but it might have come from the west. That's usually the direction marlin come from, and if there's marlin around, there's definitely they're coming from the west. So that's it. If I was going to go fish tuna this weekend, I would probably look somewhere off southern Orange County. Check those banks, those different areas down there. It's probably gonna get the least coverage. The stuff off Clementi's gonna be a parking lot, I can imagine. And the stuff down below the border is about as hit and miss as this stuff up here is, but you'll have less traffic. My bet, if I was gonna go anywhere and I had my passport, I'd probably go to the Coronados and catch yellows on the surface iron. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think I covered it all. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. So, I hope you guys have a great weekend and good luck if you fish.